There he is.
Yeah, very exciting. Milk Boys All Madden podcast live stream. Haven't done one of these in a while. It's Jock, Levon, and our special guest, Scott. Scott, welcome into the Milk Boys podcast, my friend.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here. Huge fan.
Thanks, bro. Well, if anybody's wondering why Scott is here, it's because we've got the All Madden rookie draft coming up this weekend on Sunday, and Scott is the mastermind behind the draft. He made all the players, so the boys in the league have been putting questions together, and I've got a mock draft for the first round. So, want to get into all of this, but before we get into any of the draft stuff, it's Wednesday, November 13th, and I just want to do a pulse check on you guys. Starting with Levon, how are you feeling about the Broncos right now? Can I ask you about the Broncos?
Thank God.
Scott's sweating. You know he's
I
got
was
some
sweating. I was about
questions
to flip this down. See you guys later.
Better day by day, right? I feel like definitely it's been downhill as far as like pain. We're on a down low on a swing momentum as far as like how much pain I felt from that loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. For the people who don't watch football, we have listeners who probably don't watch football. The Broncos had a really, really tough loss versus the Chiefs on a cheap shot. Okay, first of all, is it cheap shot or chip shot? I've heard it both ways.
You don't need to recap the game. The game happened 4 days ago. I want to know how you're doing. We all know what happened.
Is it a chip shot or a cheap shot?
Chip shot. Cheap shot is like a dirty play, like a foul. That's a cheap shot.
Well, I know, but I feel like
do you?
Cheap shot could also be like it's a cheap shot. You know, it's right there. It's a good, super easy. Anyway.
Well, sometimes when you say words that have vowels in the middle, you do book. You say book and kooky, so you could say cheap shot, and it's kind of the same.
I feel like I know what you're trying to say. You just use terrible examples.
Chap shot.
You definitely say cookies.
Never in my life said cookies.
How are you feeling, Scott, about the Broncos right now?
I'm feeling excellent. This whole season for me was always just about Bo and what he can be, and he's been improving every week, so it's been awesome. Like last week really fucking hurt just how we lost. But if you put the emotions of that aside, Bo looked awesome, and that's all you can ask for.
True, he did. I've been walking around just saying we beat the Chiefs. Now I'm referring to it as we won. Like,
yeah, it really feels like it. Yeah,
yeah, it really does. Especially after all the praise we've been getting from the Chiefs. They're getting scared. They know this is not a gimme on a schedule anymore.
Oh my God, yeah, the Kelsey brothers making me like them, talking about how awesome Bo Nix was on Sunday. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes also telling Sean Payton they got one in Bo Nix. They glazing.
You got one.
Whoa, was that Pat?
Really good quarterback, guys.
Oh my God, and Josh Reynolds was back practicing today, missing a chunk of his head, but he's out there playing.
Bullet wind and all, yeah.
Yeah, pretty sick. So Broncos are up right now. I mean, this has got to be the best vibes 2-game losing streak in the history of the NFL. Like, I feel like people are feeling good.
Yeah, as far as moral victories goes, probably doesn't get any better than this. Beating undefeated Super Bowl defending champs in their house. Just this Hurst Day doesn't go down as a doubt. All right. Anything else?
I mean, the new dictator Trump has been making his appointments all week. Scott, have you been seeing those?
Just here and there on Twitter, yeah.
I saw Matt Gaetz was appointed for the Attorney General, who's like one of the most cartoonish, like Trump, MAGA cheerleaders there are. So that was an interesting choice for Attorney General.
Attorney General, is that the Fox guy?
No. He's Secretary of Defense.
Oh, Secretary. Yeah, that guy's badass.
He doesn't believe in germs. Is that the guy?
Have you seen Germs? I've never seen Germs.
Yeah. I literally have. Yes.
I'd like to see the evidence of that.
No, we were talking about Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, because he's got a huge tattoo on his forearm that just says like "We the People" in the text, like in the font from the Constitution. It is the gayest thing I've seen in a long time.
Okay, you know what's not gay though? 2 fucking Bronze Stars. Dude's a fucking certified badass, man.
Well, what do you get? How do you get a bronze star? I've never heard anybody brag about bronze stars until today.
Really, Bronze Star is fuck. You put me on the spot. It is definitely. It's like the high valor
gay.
medal in the army, yeah, or in the military.
Like third place hero?
No, it's not a third place. There's Silver Star, there's Bronze Star, and there's Medal of Honor. There's no Gold Star. That sounds gay.
That's crazy that you just came at me for not knowing it and then you didn't know it at all.
Well, I do know that it's a super high. Like it's a very. You gotta have some really high achievement of valor in combat to receive a Bronze Star.
Okay. All right. Well,
I don't know what the by book definition because I've never came close to such an award or actually ever met anybody. I'm sure I've met people who've earned Bronze Star before, but nobody really talks about it.
yeah, can we get some
Go
predictions in
Gators.
real quick? For the
Mile High
Broncos?
Mike, our boy, jumping in with the predictions for coming up game against the Falcons at home. That's big that we're at home. Not gonna lie.
I know. Justin Simmons coming home. I saw some videos of him talking to the media, just being a class act as he always is.
Yeah,
I saw that too.
kind of wants to be a Von Miller a little bit though.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Am I hating on him? I don't. I love Justin Simmons.
Yeah.
But I don't think people are booing him. He said he's probably gonna get some boos. You think he's getting boos?
No,
no,
definitely not.
hell no.
No. Yeah, I doubt it.
How
Dude.
could you boo that man?
Yeah, come on.
He did grow like a pretty weird goatee that I think if you had to boo a facial hair, I think I'd boo that. But that's the only thing about him.
You would be the expert. Your facial hair, as many people see, is dude. It is strong.
Dude, I don't even think you had that beard when you came to Hoboken. You were just straight mustache. That's
I
what?
was
2
This
weeks
is
of
a
growth?
couple weeks, yeah.
It's thick.
It's getting cold.
Dark.
It's getting cold.
Yeah, gotta wolf up as they call it.
That's right.
Shit. All right. Well, let's get into why we've got people viewing us right now, why they're tuning in, because we got this big draft coming up on Saturday. We've got some Sunday, excuse me. I got some questions for the chat, but I think we start with the mock draft because then we'll kind of have all the players in mind and some of the teams in mind before we go into these questions. I don't really want to just start firing random questions like what does the DB group look like? So let's start with this mock draft. And I've been talking to a lot of people around the league trying to figure out what people are thinking in this draft. And then also I've been looking at rosters and kind of just making decisions for myself based on what people should do. But this first overall pick, this is not what I had last night when I put this together. But, talking to some of my sources around the league, Quinn Ewers seems to be in pole position to be the first player off the board. So not what I expected. I'm somebody that needs a quarterback, so I've been scouting him closely. And he is not what I thought. He's not the guy who I thought would be the number one off the board, but it's trending that way. Do you guys have thoughts? Let's start with you, Scott, because you're close to the situation.
Yeah. Quinn Ewers. Who is Vikings user?
Jeremy.
Yeah, Vikings.
Jeremy.
One of our newer guys. Yeah, so he's struggled to pick up the game. He was like 1-16 this past season. So obviously with the number one pick.
Okay, so Jeremy, he doesn't know the history of the league at all, I'm assuming. So Quinn Ewers is kind of a MADN legend. He was a beast for Titans, right? Caleb? Two Maddens ago?
He was, yeah. I mean, and that's the thing with guys I feel like that have been prospects for a long time that didn't just burst onto the scene. He's been in draft classes that have been made back since like Madden 22. So yeah, who had him first? I think it was Madden 22, Caleb with the Giants. That's where it started.
Giants, yes, you're right. He dominated with him.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a little bit of Madden history in my head when I was going through these. So if you know your history, you're going to recognize some names, and you might want to pay a little closer attention to those.
Wow.
I love this pick. I love this pick for Jeremy.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So
he lost a little aura with the hair loss, but it's fine.
Yeah, but you got to do that. You're becoming a professional. You got to chop the mullet.
Did we advance, by the way, to
draft week? No, not yet.
Oh, dang. Would have been sick.
All right, so number 2 pick. This was originally who had this pick? Adam had this pick. Raiders had this pick. See, Adam was tanking all season, but he made a trade. Titans JJ moved up to the 2nd pick, and I think it's for a quarterback. And JJ is one of those guys that highly values speed at every position. So I think the fastest quarterback comes off the board at number 2, Jalen Milroe.
Dang.
And Jalen Milroe, somebody I had last Madden. I was looking at him though, dude. His accuracies they're very suspect. You're doing a big bet on the athleticism. It's going to be frustrating to try to make passes with this guy. I feel like
He does have the tools. It's if the user is patient enough to use him.
Yeah, elite. I mean, like you said, Jug, elite athleticism, elite speed, strength, acceleration, and he really jumps off the screen when you look at his 40. I mean, combine and pro day numbers. But like you said, even for you, this quarterback was a big development guy. Just raw, as analysts like to say, raw clump of clay.
mm-hmm.
Is that what they say? Sounds like it.
Yeah, kind of Anthony Richardson, cut from the same cloth. Just kind of freak athlete, has a rocket arm, but definitely you gotta mold that clay. All right, so number 3, I'm thinking that we keep the quarterback run going, and picking 3rd is our boy Taylor, who's in the chat right now.
Shout out Taylor.
Shout out Taylor.
Why.
Yeah,
He knows why.
Oh, Canada.
The Canada and the Libs staying tight together.
Yep, coming for your country, bud.
Well, I know he's listening with bated breath to every word you say about these quarterbacks because I don't think Taylor thought that Carson Beck would be available at 3. Carson Beck looks like the best quarterback, so he'd be kind of sitting between Carson Beck and Shedeur Sanders. Do you have a POV on these 2 QBs, Scott? Like, who might be the better option?
POV.
Between Shedeur and Beck?
Yes, sir.
Well, it really depends on what you're looking for. Beck, he has an insane amount of experience, and we've seen him just with a plethora of weapons through his whole career. So he's looked good, but he hasn't had to fly the plane, as RK would like to say. He's been a passenger. Shedeur, he's had weapons. Obviously, he's had Hunter and some good wide receivers. Hasn't had the greatest protection. Now, is that a long-term knock on him that he's going to have some ghosts coming after him? Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, if you're between these 2 quarterbacks, it just depends on what you're looking for there, Taylor. And I hope you have some weapons if you're going with Beck.
Okay.
Shedeur Sanders 24 bench press reps.
It's pretty good. I bet he could. That feels like more than he would do in real life.
Oh, I mean,
he's doing 12 in real life, probably.
12? I'd be surprised if he does 12. He's a skinny guy.
Yeah. What's his height and weight?
He comes in at 6'2", 215.
Okay. All right. So if I'm thinking about Carson Beck and Shedeur Sanders, Carson Beck, I feel like probably has a little bit higher overall, but he's definitely either normal or star dev. Like Carson Beck is not cool in real life. Ugly. Kind of, I saw a TikTok of people. It might have been Big Cat talking about this, and like the arm sleeve tattoo on a quarterback, you don't see that really. It's not. That's what Carson Beck has. So if I were to diagnose what I think you'd do based on that, you'd go Carson Beck a little higher, but lower dev. Shedeur maybe a little lower, but more of a star factor there. Maybe he gets the superstar dev that people are looking for.
Tua has 2 arm sleeves.
Different when you're not white. I think white guy makes it way worse.
Okay. Because my other example is going to be Dak Prescott, who has a half sleeve, but he covers that shit up. I don't think he likes it anymore.
Who's that?
Dak Prescott.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Corral has a full arm sleeve, but he has never played football in the NFL, so.
Tyson Bagent?
Ooh.
Beast. He's cool.
Yes.
He is cool.
Tyson Bagent might. Yeah, right?
Yeah. How awesome is that? Caleb Williams' ass.
Dude, Bo playing well and Caleb being ass is like, yeah, we absolutely beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
All right, number 4. This is the pick I traded for today that people were coming at me for a lopsided deal. It was a great deal for Bill G. I'm standing by that. He twisted my arm to get this deal done, I swear. I didn't want to do it. I've got the 4th pick.
Travis Hunter.
Dang. No quarterback.
No quarterback here. Because there are guys that I like. Like, I like Shador. If Carson Beck is available here, though, I mean, that might be a different story. And I obviously love Cam Ward for personal reasons. I think he's really cool, and he was supposed to be my college football QB. But he's not 4th overall pick caliber. So I think here Bills go, it's going to be a game time decision based on the first 3 picks, but it's either going to be Travis Hunter or James Pierce Jr. going off the board here. I think those are kind of the 2 best non-QB options. I see you nodding your head.
I'm just curious if you're gonna be keeping Travis at wide receiver or corner.
That's another question I wanted to ask you. Is he built to play both?
He can play both.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. It's exciting. I would use him interchangeably. I would be switching it a lot.
Like week to week?
Yeah.
Timmy's allowing that. That's crazy. That's cool.
Yes. I think he is. I'm pretty sure that's what we did before, and people were saying that in the chat today. So, all right, number 5, Vikings. They already picked first, and I think that he's sitting here at 5 thinking, I'm going to get a great receiver to pair with my quarterback. It'll either be Travis Hunter or Luther Burden, and I'm just going to take whichever one's available and be happy with that. So I got the Vikings taking him here. Do you have a preference on these 2 receivers?
I like them both. Travis a bit more toolsy, but Luther's been all Missouri's had for a couple of years now, and he's still shining. So to prove that he can do it while he's the defense's focal point week in and week out, I think it's a huge testament to him and who he is as a player.
A lot of the Broncos Twitter shit posters love posting about Luther Burden going to the Broncos, and they're posting the highlights of his. He looks like he'd be an awesome pickup for us in real life.
Yeah, I agree. One of the few wide receivers I'd be happy with in real life. The Broncos taken.
Mm-hmm. All right, number 6. This is when James Pierce Jr., possibly the most talented player, most sure thing type of guy, goes off the board to the Raiders here, which would be huge for Adam, being able to trade back from 2 to 6 and still getting arguably the best player in the draft. Would be big. I won't press you on that. All right, number 7. Number 7, Patriots. Our boy Mike. I've been talking to league sources. He's been looking at offensive line, and I think Will Campbell is just a sure thing. Great football left tackle type of name. I love that name, Will Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even need to look at him to know that he's a 6'7" white dude that's going to pass protect his ass off. Sign me up.
This dude just breathes and eats football. He's gonna be a stud for sure. A sure thing, as you said.
All right, number 8. This is when Shador goes off the board. Our next team that needs a quarterback, Saints. I was talking to him today, Cole, our boy. I don't think he's desperate to get a quarterback, but I think if Shador's available at 8, he'll do it.
Interesting.
I love this one. Jason traded into the first round today, made a big deal. Gave up Rashawn Gary and a couple other good players to get a bunch of picks from the Cardinals, who had this 9th pick. Will Johnson, I had him in last Madden. He's an awesome corner for Michigan and just would be a great player. And Jason's secondary that just always has awesome players.
I'm starting to think you're just really favoring all the guys named Will. One of your favorites.
How many Wills have we had?
2.
Too recent.
And
2 out of 9 though. That's
Yeah, you've glazed both of them more than others. Will Campbell and Will Johnson.
Similar type of player though as Will Campbell. Obviously not tackle, but he's going to be a sure thing. He's been solid for a long time. And this same name, and this really reminds me of Jason getting Cooper DeJean last Madden. I know it wasn't through the draft. He got him in a trade, but he turned him into a beast. I could see him really easily doing this same with Will Johnson.
Damn. All right, number 10, Dolphins taking JT Tuimoloau. Levon, pronounce that name. Tuimoloau?
Tuimaloa.
That's
That's
easy
actually
for
pretty
you.
good.
You lived
That's
in
pretty
Hawaii.
good.
Tuimalau. I did. I used to live on Kole Kole Avenue.
Cowboys, they also need a quarterback, but they've got so many holes. I asked Christian if he wanted to trade up to 4 to get his quarterback because he's got 11 and 24. And he was like, nah, I'm just going to stay and get 2 solid players. So I think he takes probably the best tight end on the board, Loveland.
Now that's a cool
That's
name
high.
overall. Yeah. Colston Loveland.
You think that's high for Loveland? He's the 4th ranked prospect right now.
High for a tight end in general.
That's fair.
So you just don't value the positional value wise. You think that's too high? Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting looking at it like in terms of Madden and real life. Like for sure, too high in real life. But Madden, if you have a really good tight end, that can be a game changer too, for sure.
Well, we've had Brock Bowers go 12. We've had Kyle Pitts go 4, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. TJ Hawkinson 10.
So we're getting the close tight ends going to the best tight ends. Usually, if you have a generational type of guy, they do go like around 10, sometimes even top 5. So
I mean, the Pitts has been talked about getting traded. Hawkinson is on another team. Bowers, unfortunately, looks good, but
Hawkinson trade was purely just kind of like rebuild. I don't think he got traded because he was not successful. He was awesome on the Vikings. My question would you be, what's the, we've named a bunch of cool ones. What's the comp you would give?
to Colston?
Yeah. Who's the NFL comp?
He's 6'5", 245, vertical threat, 21 years old.
Maybe like a Mark Andrews or like a Michael Mayer.
4 or 5, 450 40 dash for a pro day, 450. Pretty good.
That's not slow.
No.
Yeah, he's going to be really good.
And he was number 1 in the 20-yard shuffle too. 20-yard shuttle. That means his explosiveness is there. All right, who's next?
Mason Graham to the Bears. He's this 6'3", 320-pound defensive tackle out of Michigan. Damn, so yeah, run on Michigan guys here.
Yeah. And Dan just trading his edge rusher for a bag of chips or something. He needs some help. What did you guys think about that strategy? Just saying, whoever gives me the best by the time I gotta go to bed.
He got a 69th, I think, or 68th pick in a draft for a guy he was okay to dump to whatever.
I just would want to know, why are you so okay to dump him? Like,
right.
You say you've got all these holes on your roster. You need 2 edge rushers. Why not hold on to the guy who's ready-made with abilities? Just keep him. You're praying that you get something close to that with this pick in the 60s. I don't know. But this would be a good pickup for him. Start building out the D-line. All right. Next, we got Zach taking Denzel Burke. Kind of crazy. I feel like there's no way that the first corner goes off the board at 13. Our league is so obsessed with corners.
This
and
is
defensive
Travis Hunter.
Oh, Will Johnson. Forgot about Will Johnson.
Yeah.
And Travis Hunter is half corner, so.
All right, shit, my bad. I'll shut up.
I'll lead it first.
This is on par.
All right, number 14, Steelers taking Jack Sawyer.
The second Ohio State D lineman. Cool name. Reminds me of the dude from Lost.
Back-to-back Ohio, too.
Dang.
Did you watch Lost?
Yes.
Nice. Good. All right. Number 15, Broncos. No, I just want to make sure we all seen it. I mean, I was just curious.
Yeah.
Broncos.
Oh, Winston Jr., Penn State guy.
Yeah, this is the pick that I gave to Bill G to move back. So he gets Kevin Winston Jr., who, he was awesome in college football, 25.
Yeah, he was
came
awesome.
already with the jersey
Swag.
tucked under his shoulder pads, so you could see his stomach just swagged out.
Yeah, super cool.
He's only 6'1" in this. I feel like when I would play you and you'd be using Penn State, he looked like he was like 6'4".
Also, why is he bald, bro? He has dread.
Okay, I did want to say, it took a long time to build the draft class out. I got the names and stuff matched, but I wasn't about to go through fucking 400 dudes that height, weight, and like if they're bald or you like if he's black and he's black in the game, like you're lucky, bro. Like like
Attention to detail is really good there. If you got the race,
yeah. I mean, every name in there is an actual college player, and that took a long time. But yeah, you might have to get Timmy to let you adjust some physical traits.
Shador Sanders ended up with Winston Jr.'s hair.
Same
he's
barber.
got dreads.
Yeah, Shador Sanders got dreads.
All right, next pick. Beef has been saying in the chat that he's got like 7 or 8 quarterbacks with a first-round grade, which is hilarious because I've been scouting quarterbacks all year, and I got like half a quarterback with a first-round grade. So I want to see him put his money where his mouth is and take Riley Leonard here, the quick quarterback out of Notre Dame, but he's got like an undrafted grade on him in the game.
Is he also like was he a Pitt transfer? Is that why you're going with him, or?
Nah, I didn't. I looked for any Pitt quarterbacks, couldn't find any.
That was on purpose.
Cam Rising sounds like a beef guy.
Yeah, just drafted like a 24-year-old.
Oh, he's definitely not taking Drew Allard, Penn State guy.
Penn State, yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking at Drew Allard. I was like, oh, well, if I maybe just get a guy in the 4th round, could he be viable? His stats are really bad.
Kind of done. I mean, strength, but slow. The accuracies are not there. Wow, I feel like I'm just being a homer for Penn State guys now after my half a season of CFB with them.
Their tight end is sick, for sure.
Oh,
Their tight end is awesome.
Fuck, what's his name? His name is Drew too, isn't it?
I can't remember. He's number 44, but he's
Tyler
awesome.
Warren. Yeah.
Warren, yeah.
Yeah, 6'7". All right, sorry. Go ahead.
Wait, we just hit the halfway point in the first round. Can we take a quick break so that can I just do this unboxing real quick? This came in the mail from our guy Timmy.
Whoa.
This is supposed to be my championship ring here, so let's see what we're looking at. The Super Bowl.
I can't believe we got a surprise ring ceremony.
I know. No better time to do it.
They're gonna come down in the background.
Wow, look at this. Well, first of all, the box has got a little light in it.
Oh, wow. That is sick.
Attention to detail. That's cool. Dang.
Very cool.
Hey, all Madden Super Bowl champion. That's pretty sweet.
You can read that, Levon?
Does it fit?
Only if you put it upside down, too.
It does. I'm not taking this off for weeks.
Wow.
You should wear that to the family Thanksgiving dinner with Cynthia's parents.
Oh, yeah, I definitely should. I'll hit him with the Frank Underwood, like the 2 knocks on the table like he does, you know? All right, cool. Back to the draft. Thanks for humoring me with that, guys. Appreciate it. All right, off the board at number 17 for the Texans, Grant Dellinger. He's a guard.
Not a sexy pick, but solid guy, looks like.
Meat and potatoes pick for the Texans. Yeah, I mean, they don't have a lot of holes, so bolster that O-line. All right.
Coming off a championship team. Oh.
What the freak? All right, number 18. This is Bears' second pick. This is a guy I like in real life. Harold Perkins Jr., linebacker out of LSU. So I would love this for the Bears. You know, he gets the D tackle and gets a good edge rusher, especially with fucking Trey Hendrickson going out the door.
For nothing. Would you play him at edge?
Where else would you play him?
I mean, he's a bit of a tweener between inside and outside. He has some good traits at both positions.
Oh, a little Baron Browning?
A little Baron Browning action.
Somebody could say this is a better version of Chanel at the linebacker position, available at pick 18. Would you look at that?
Would you look at that? Field goal block.
Okay, but he's not going to be as good as Leo Chanel is right now, dummy.
You don't know that.
Oh, wait, hold on, guys.
Overall-wise, could be a better dev.
I'm like scratching this ring because it looks like there's like a little sticker on it. There's more details on the ring. Let me just show you. So on the side of the ring, probably can't see it. It says Buffalo 24, New York Giants 17. So it's got the score. And
Timmy
it's got
probably had so much fun making that.
Yeah.
and it says season 1 Madden 25.
That's cool.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Timmy. That's a very cool thing to do.
This is
All right,
where I
real
would
quick,
put my
real
ring.
quick on.
If I had one.
Yeah, sorry, dude. You're not gonna get one.
Nobody got that.
Yeah,
Was
what's
that
it from?
Minions? Was that Minions?
Fairly
Oddly
Odd Parents.
Godparents.
Okay.
Me.
Oddly Godparents.
Is that what it's
Oddly
called?
Fared Gods.
There we go. Something like that.
What were you saying, Scott?
I just want to shout out a comp for Perkins. He reminds me of a little bit more beefed up Nolan Smith,
Ooh.
who I saw Brino was trying to trade today.
Yeah, he is. And he's a really low overall. He's like 76 overall, 24 years old, but a superstar. So very interesting.
And speedy.
Yeah. All right, number 19, Colts. This was the first Michigan State player I could find in my research. So I have Logan taking Jack Velling, tight end out of Michigan State.
This is a fun tight end class. I'll say that. It's a good one.
It's good to know. All right, number 20 to the Jags. I got him taking Tetaroa McMillan, 6'5", wide receiver out of Arizona.
You know what that means?
What does it mean?
You never heard about Arizona? They're like the most promiscuous and sexually transmitted disease-ridden school in America.
Oh my God, he probably cleans up as a
Gross.
6'5" NFL draft prospect.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So injuries, I don't know.
All right, next we got Texans taking Quinshon Judkins. Actually, the number 1 rated player on the board right now, and he has been for a long time. He's at a stronghold on that position. So I've got Texans taking guard and a running back. They were pretty one-dimensional this year with Bryce Young kind of throwing it up to Marvin Harrison. And I know if you ask Jordan, he would tell you that I took Marvin Harrison out of our game, and he had no answers after that. You could ask Jordan about that. He would vouch. That's a joke.
I gotta
I
I gotta say something about Judkins. When I'm looking at his numbers, pro day combine numbers, I'm kind of puzzled on how this guy's. He might be a gamer. He had a bad pro day. I'll say that. He did not have a good combine either.
Damn.
For somebody who's supposed to be super elusive, kind of like a joystick type of back, his cone drills was the 19th during the pro day, 13th at the combine. He's 17th fastest, so there's not great speed there. His best attribute was jumping, and is that what we're looking running backs when we're looking at evaluating prospects at that position? I don't know.
I mean, you
That
got
would be
Saquon
definitely
Barkley
scooped off.
180 over dudes. It's valuable jumping.
Yeah, I guess. But you imagine, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. That it definitely would be spooking me off, especially with so many great running backs in this class. I don't know shit about. I don't have any inside scoop or
Spooking
anything.
me off just reminded me of you saying spooking me off reminded me of something that Cynthia said last night. So remember when I told that story when how Cynthia says get it out of the way with when she
Yeah.
combines get it out of the way and get it over with and she says get it out of the way with.
Yeah.
What did she say last night? She said she combined out of sorts and off our game and she said we're off our sorts and I was like come on. Yeah, so spook me off is something similar to that. I don't even know what you're combining. But
Yeah,
just,
what am I combining? Spooky and scaring me off?
Yeah, I think so.
scare me
Yeah, I
off.
think so.
and-
I think I like it.
Hopefully scaring, not something else off.
Mhm.
Well, I feel like that. I don't know if you guys ever listened to like podcasts before like fantasy draft season, like just to get like a little bit of research going. Like you listen to like a fantasy football podcast to get ready for a draft, and then just like maybe like 1 or 2 lines from it will just kind of stick in your head of like he said a bad thing about this guy, so I'm not going to draft him. I feel like what you just did, Levon, for Quinshon Judkins is going to make him plummet down the draft boards. Yeah,
Round
everyone.
3.
And then on Sunday when somebody drafts Judkins, like we're all just gonna be like, "You idiot!" Like, didn't you hear Levon on the pod? Like, I could see it going like that.
Yeah, guys, don't listen to my advice. He does have good grades across like some of the running back um things, but I just don't like. I think you could, as a player, as a prospect, you could have really bad combine and you could have really bad pro days, but still come in and be a gamer, as they call them. So
He gives me a more balanced player
for
too.
sure, for sure. I just for a consensus number one prospect, I would expect a little more eye pop on the numbers.
Fair. All right, number 22 to the 49ers, our guy Stevie taking Princely, and I'm going to leave the last name to you, Levon.
Uman Mienlen.
Unman Mielen. Yeah, really good.
I've been crushing it lately.
All right, number 23, Vikings. Getting Benjamin Morrison, corner.
First corner off the board, huh, Jock?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Silly. That's good, guys. That's really good. All right, number 24, Cowboys taking Abdul Carter. And I'm going to be honest with you on this one. It's because I had the Eagles in this spot, and Abdul Carter is a Penn State guy, your guy from the College Football League. But then I realized the Cowboys traded for this pick, and I didn't change the player. So, Christian, you're stuck with Abdul Carter. You got to draft him.
I mean, if you draft him, I don't think you'd be regretting him. He was the most destructive player on that defense in Penn State in the CFB. I'm not talking about real life. He was really good in real life too. Pretty sure.
Wow,
But
so more disruptive than Winston.
yes, he was. He was disruptive. He was disruptive in the pass game. Very disruptive in the run game, and he played like every down. So, and when you look at the numbers too, pro day combine, elite speed, elite acceleration, elite jumping, strength. I mean, he dominated the with the workouts. So there's definitely a prospect, and getting somebody like that at 24 would be a steal, I think.
Okay, next I've got this guy, Landon Jackson. I love this guy. 6'7", 280, defensive end out of Arkansas. And a name like Landon Jackson, and he's a power rusher. I just think this guy's going to be good.
I want to name him Jandon Laxon. That would be cool.
See, draft him and ask Timmy if you can do that.
Yeah.
All right, at number 26, I got the Ravens taking Trey Harris, receiver.
What's his physical attributes on? Like, what does it say on Madden for him?
Pulling up right
I
now.
obviously said it, but like I don't know what it comes through as.
Trey Harris.
Yeah.
Trey Harris, 6'4", 211, and Ravens just got rid of a lot of offensive players. They got rid of Zay Flowers. Rice. Oh, I'm sorry, Rishi Rice. One more. Who was the other one?
Dawson Knox.
So they definitely could use replenishing there. And this guy is huge, 6'4", 211. Not fast or strong, but I imagine that height
or good.
I think it's a reach in the first round, personally. But it's a great project if you want to really, and he has a quarterback to kind of like dev this kind of guy up. So,
all right, number 27, Bucks taking Ollie Gordon. I like this one because his offense is already so good. Like Justin Fields was an MVP candidate, so just adding a running back to this already great offense, I thought was going to be a good move for Edge.
Might be the only way to get him to run too.
True. Yeah, if he's got a running back to that he wants to focus on. All right, Jags taking Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver. This is probably an oversight by me because I've got Jags taking 2 wide receivers in the first round.
Hey, pulling a Raiders Levon.
Yeah, exactly. It's not to say it can't be successful.
Yeah, it worked really good for me.
Ravens picking again. No, that can't be right. Skip 29. 30, Rams taking Malachi Starks. If he's still around as we're getting to pick 30, because I've got pick 32, I'm going to be texting everybody because he looks awesome. And Malachi Starks just a great football name.
Great safety name.
Yes.
Pick 30 is pick 29 you had? Ravens.
Yeah. Who has that pick?
It says 29 Ravens here still. So
Oh, okay.
I
Maybe he
don't know
does
who
have 3 picks now. So Kenneth Grant, D tackle. Yeah, actually, that does make sense. That's his original pick.
yeah, that's what he's mocked in here too. Cool.
Shit. All right. 31, Nick Scourton. In the game, Levon, if you're looking at players, it's like his whole last name is pound signs.
Oh yeah,
which is annoying.
there's a couple of them like that.
When I did it, they were all right. Like I had to even like finagle some names that weren't actually their names because they wouldn't let me write it out. Like there's this dude named Jihad. I couldn't write that.
Oh, yeah.
Now
They
it's
don't
like
allow that.
Jihad or something. I don't know. But apparently when I exported it, it restart it.
Like
Oh,
Hendon
Drake.
Hook R.
Hook R, yeah, yep.
I just looked up if Scourton is like a swear word in some other language. Couldn't find anything. Weird.
Yeah, that's a
they
weird
brought
one
that up.
that they.
And I think people are going to be turned off by him just because of all those fucking pound signs. And people are not going to draft him, which would be a mistake. 6'4", 280, power rusher. Looks like a dog.
Kind of a beast.
All right. And then
Man.
last pick of the first round, Bills taking Takario Davis. I'll be super pumped if I get him. 6'5" corner.
First corner, huh?
That's a good one.
Again? Wow. Yeah, this is a pretty cool dude. 6'5" at corner. Are you kidding me?
He's from
Yeah, I
Bama,
know.
right? Bama, right?
He's Arizona.
Oh, damn, never mind.
Guy.
Oh my God, him and Tet probably running 2-man. Talk about an Eiffel Tower. Jesus.
Yeah.
That's a tall
2'6"
Eiffel
guys?
Tower.
Yeah.
Shit.
All right, hold on. Good prediction. Ravens will be drafting a wide receiver at some point. Yep. He's one of the best at developing them. No surprise. All right, and a question from Ryan Stevens. Need to know from the draft maker if there's a lot of hidden talent not mentioned after pick 32 in this mock. Like, are there names that I didn't mention that you're thinking are really good players?
Absolutely, yeah. First off, this isn't going to be like one of Riley's draft classes. Like, it's not juiced. There's not 20 superstars and 5 X Factors. There's maybe 6.
6.
Maybe, yeah.
6
And
abilities total.
Yeah, maybe 6 or 7. And not a lot of stars after that. So talent is going to be hard to come by, but it's out there. And the people that aren't dev'd, like a lot of them have some physical traits that you can really focus in on and hone in on and develop.
All right, guys. Well, my remaining draft picks just went out for sale.
That's why, like everybody's selling their shit in the chat. I didn't want to
Dude,
say anything because I want that to happen. But yeah, if you find some talent, like that's a good draft.
Wow. Okay.
Dude, I can't hit on a fucking superstar when there's 20 superstars in a draft. Then you're really bumming me out now. With less darts to throw at smaller board.
Nah, you'll do fine. You'll do great.
He makes sense though. I feel like first rookie draft should be a little bit.
And it's the first year of like no more like COVID eligibility, so there's not these like 6 to 7 year college athletes coming out that are already developed. So
what's wrong with them?
Yeah.
No, that's why I was so juiced in the last time. Like they had more time in college to develop because they had more eligibility.
You had the one guy go back for 7th year. What's his name? Was it Cam Rising?
Yeah,
Utah.
Yeah.
Utah, they're doing their own thing, dude. They got like missions that they could spend 7 years on or whatever. Like he was probably like a salesman at some point, and that added another year on eligibility.
Yeah, I could see Beef taking him in the first round. That would be a total Beef move.
Mm-hmm.
All right, some questions for the bot.
Just like Bo Nix. Yeah, what's up?
Why can none of the DBs beat 4.4 40s? That's kind of scary. Apparently the DBs are looking slow.
There's a couple of them that weren't that slow, but that was one thing. So I played like a couple seasons offline just to see how players like dev and see like what traits go up and don't go up.
Wow.
And I have not seen one speed upgrade at any position. I don't know if it's like that rare in your guys' league.
I don't think I've gotten one either, dude, for any of my players. I can't even think of any of my guys getting a speed upgrade.
I think Bo Nick's got one.
That's a weird one, but yeah, that's that was something that I wanted to have be a little bit more rare, just because at the last season of the Madden I played, like everybody having fucking 99 speed DBs and wide receivers. It's unrealistic. It's annoying. I think speed should be something that's more special.
I'm with
but
you.
there are some guys. There are some guys.
All right, we kind of talked about this, like kind of more hidden gem, so I'll skip that. Linemen are hard to find. Are there any big time prospects here on the O line? We talked about Will Campbell. Let me pull up left tackle. That's where everybody's mind goes when you think offensive line. So we got Will Campbell, Kelvin Banks Jr., Wyatt Milam out of West Virginia. Name I can't pronounce. Josh Simmons. Any of these names jumping out at you?
Well, I had Kelvin Banks Jr. on as a Bronco in the last Madden, and he was a stud.
That should be, people should be writing that down.
Say it again.
You can go back and listen.
Yeah, you can. But also, the depth at O-line is going to be in the interior. There's going to be some studs at tackle, but there's going to be some hidden gems at the guard positions and at center, for sure.
And by hidden gems, you mean nobody with hidden devs? Just
maybe.
Okay.
Tools.
If you had to guess, I'm sure you don't remember off the top of your head, but if you had to guess between 6 and 7 ability players, how did they go on offense, defense? How did they split?
They're split evenly.
Oh, so it's not a 7. Must be 6 or 8.
Or is it?
There we go. That's good journalism right there. You gotta
I know.
give it. Yeah.
Well, think about a player that could maybe go both ways.
Oh, all right.
Wow.
Well, we got to check the sexual orientation of every player. Whoever can find the bisexual draft prospect, it's probably got abilities. That's big. All right. Defensive end looks to have a lot of depth. Is that accurate?
No, I don't think it is. I think there's some high-end talent. I'll say it as a general on the interior, so D ends and D tackle. Some really good higher end talent, but I think the depth might fall off a bit.
I can't imagine that any of these positions are really deep based on what you've been saying.
I'll say the deepest positions are probably going to be offensive skill positions.
Mm-hmm.
Just because
it should be.
They're the funnest to make. So
I feel great about my trade for Roquan Smith now.
It was a good offseason to acquire ready-made talent is kind of the moral of the story here.
Yeah, I think so. Unless you got the 4th pick, then you could have had two-way superstar / X Factor, but he traded for 88-star dev middle linebacker who can't cover.
He can cover. He had 7 interceptions. Leo Chenal is a great player. Don't sleep on him. He's a Super Bowl champion also. He's got one of these in his house.
The good thing is we'll know at the end of next season if Chenal was real or he got a good user bump, I guess.
Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl with Leo Chenal leading the way. I can see it happening.
That would be awesome.
That'd be a sign.
I would come out and say, hey, I was wrong.
I'm going to get Bilge's login. Just play all his games. Prove a point.
That doesn't sound good. You were terrible in the playoffs after first season.
Hey. I know. After the first season, I regressed to Levon level. It's not good.
Damn. Come on, you make the playoffs.
Hey, yeah, true.
Hey,
not quite
playoffs too.
All right, boys. That's a pod.
Hell yeah.
Unless we want to talk more politics stuff.
What time is it? I think I got dinner in the oven still. It's been cooking for a while, so.
But hey, Scott, thanks for coming on.
Project 2025.
Yeah. Get ready for it. Get ready for it.
I've been taking notes. Okay, I got a whole array of stuff I'm gonna come back to in fucking 2028 or whatever.
Well, we'll be here ready to talk about it.
Hopefully. You might have been sent off somewhere, but I hope not. God, I don't know.
Muslim band's gonna get you, buddy. They're taking anyone that looks remotely non-white and just deporting. All right, guys, let's get the hell out of here.
My wife's
Thanks for having
probably
me on,
more in
boys.
danger than I am.
My
All right,
pleasure,
man.
bro.
I might see you guys on Sunday. I might pop in and see how the draft's going.
Yes, Teams call. Be there.
Hell yeah, sweet.
Whoever made this milk, good job.
Damn.